1, 2.
Welcome to the Mental Reps podcast, featuring your host, Brian Wright. This week's episode is sponsored by the Field Irish Pub Eatery, a little piece of island in South Florida.
What's up, y'all? My name is Ian Edwards.
Hey, this is comedian Brett Ernst.
Hi, this is Kurt Metzger.
This is Pablo Francisco.
Hi, this is Jimmy Schubert.
Hi, I'm comedian Gilbert Gottfried, and you're listening to Mental Reps with Brian Wright. Keep your head on a swivel. First, you gotta get a swivel. You know, they cost more now, and you gotta make sure it's the right swivel. Because some you think you're getting a bargain, but you wind up paying less, and the swivel part of it doesn't work. So if you need to keep your head on the swivel, you actually have to pay a little extra.
Now fade out that fresh ass beat, and let's get this bitch on the road.
Welcome to Mental Reps Podcast. I'm Brian Wright. I'm here with my man. He's going to be serving as headliner, Shamrock Comedy Club, September 27th in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Tickets available right now on Eventbrite. Go check it out. Get your tickets. It's Mike Cannon. What's up, dude? Happy to have you.
What's up, man? Yeah, thanks for having me. I'm psyched for those shows, too. I haven't been over there. Have you?
At Shamrock Comedy Club?
Yeah.
I run the show. I produce it. So it's an awesome. You haven't checked that out, have you? Have you seen that?
That's hilarious. That's amazing. So you have a completely unbiased, objective opinion about how it's gonna go.
Absolutely. I mean, dude, I'll tell you, we had a show last night with Cisco Duran, and right after Labor Day weekend, it's like the fucking lightest day of the year, pretty much, for like the industry or whatever. And we had a great crowd come out last night, man. All the comedians were up on stage fucking dancing, and at the end of the show, Cisco had them going. Yeah. It was fucking fun. And yeah, man, I think that you're gonna like, I know you're a New York guy, right? So you're all the Comedy Cellar and all that shit. And a lot of comedians say it's like the Cellar with better food. It's like low ceilings.
Oh, hell yeah.
No windows. Like, people come out to fucking laugh and have a good time. It's like it's a good spot. You're gonna dig it.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've heard only good things so far. I just I don't know if I've ever even been to Fort Lauderdale. I've kept it mostly to I've been to Miami once, I've been to Orlando when I was 6, and I've been to Tampa a bunch of times. That's about it.
I like to think that like Miami or Fort Lauderdale is kind of like Miami on your terms, because it's just less of a fucking madhouse. You can kind of get off in the cut. It's a little more refined, in my opinion. Like, it's, of course, you could still pretty much do anything that you'd want to do in Miami. In Fort Lauderdale, the airport, way better. Fucking never fly into Miami ever again, if at all possible. I think actually, no, we got you the whole hotel room and everything set up. I was going to say, I don't know how you're coming in. Are you going to be flying in?
I think so. Yeah, I think I'm flying down there, and then I'm coming back through. I'm making a little bit of run back up towards New York. I think I'm going through Orlando and then North Carolina as well.
Oh, nice, dude. Nice. What part of North Carolina? I used to live in Asheville.
Oh, nice. Greensboro. I've heard good stuff about Asheville though too.
Dude, it's like a new school San Francisco or something in the mountains or something like that. It's just fucking blowing up out there.
Less people shitting on the sidewalk.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think there's a little bit of that going on, but no, yeah, it's a cool spot. It's a cool spot. I mean, coming from Fort Lauderdale was a culture shock when I was a kid and shit. I'm sure it would be the same for you. Like, kid from New York. Fucking going down to it's just like people, you go down a 2-lane highway and people stop and they're like talking to each other, and I honk my horn and they look back at me like, can't you see that we're talking? Like, what the fuck? It's just a different vibe. So
that's amazing. That's the thing though, is the one thing I respect and like keep in mind is every time I'm in Florida is I have never beeped my car horn once, because everybody is armed. So I will absolutely not be cutting off anybody or getting into any verbal spats.
This is a good point, dude. It happens, man. It fucking happens down here. I mean, I started doing traffic and I'd see it every day, like on the radio. I'd see, damn, dude, these motherfuckers are out here shooting each other over parking spots and shit. It's crazy.
Wild.
Yeah, dude. So you grew up in New York, huh? You New York City guy?
Yeah, I was born on the Upper West Side. My parents lived in the West Village when I was born, but I basically grew up right outside of the city. Initially in Fort Montgomery, right next to West Point, and then in Rockland County, right outside of the city for the rest of it.
Okay, that's cool. What do mom and dad think about all this shit? I remember, I think it was one of your specials. You were talking about how Pops was like a crane operator, right, or whatever. You worked for like the port. What was it?
That's my father-in-law. So that I was living with them, with my whole family, was my son and my wife and I, during the pandemic, since everything got shut down. And I'm a dumbass that requires congregation to make money. So that's how our entire year went. And he fully radicalized off the planet, is just, big into QAnon. I like edibles, so I'm big into listening to people from QAnon. And we just cut it up for a full 14 months, and I got to hear some really reckless shit.
Oh, dude, I love it. I know my brother, man, he's fucking deep into that shit too, bro. And I get it because I come from news, and truth is stranger than fiction, man. Like I've never been more convinced of that in my fucking life. And I think that people who are like, oh, everybody's just doing their best, are fucking super naive. But also you got the opposite end of the spectrum where it's like, everybody's trying to get us, man. Like they want to fuck. And to a certain point, they've got some points. Like the world population's way too high, and the elite want to fucking knock some people off. They're trying to do some shit. They all got some points, but it's like you could live your whole life pissed off about some shit, and rightfully so, but after a while, I just learned that it didn't serve me all that well, just being pissed off all the time. It doesn't mean you're being naive to it. It just means you're trying to learn how to interact with it.
Yeah. I'm right there with you, dude. I wish I had time to give a shit about everything that's fucking me over on a daily basis. But I got a kid. Like, I'm trying to do comedy, I'm touring. I maybe that's me, but with my head in the sand, and possibly, but to quote the Matrix, ignorance is bliss. I'll take it.
Oh yeah, dude. That's interesting. You say, how old's the kid now?
He just turned 3 in July.
Wow. Okay. So let me ask you a question. Did you feel your comedy hit another gear after you knew that he was on the way, or maybe once he came? I know that you were a hard worker, obviously, before then, but did you feel like you hit another gear after that?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I mean, my work ethic, it got more disciplined, everything, my output. I mean, since my son was born, I've put out 3 specials, and, I put out a movie. I did a feature movie. I'm independently producing everything that I want to make. And, I'm not waiting for anything. It's all kind of just like, I'm not in the business of waiting for somebody to hand me an opportunity. It's about kind of making, dealing with obstacles, dealing with, whatever, just not anything that comes your way. And I'm just trying to push through and, make all this stuff and then tour off of it.
I love it, dude. That's cool, man. I mean, I know that I've just heard that from buddies, and I would like to think that I don't need extra motivation or whatever, but it just seems like inevitable. Like, of course, you're no longer just responsible for yourself or even your partner, but you've got like this innocent, like defenseless little kid that you have to completely take care of now, and you're doing it on this like dream job that we've all kind of, anybody who's doing anything like that, you've made these sacrifices in order to do what you love. And you got to make sure that you don't fucking question that too much, because that could negatively affect, and it's like a balance and whatnot. But I do feel like that's got to be a ride that is, if you're going to live life, and I know that you've done psychedelics and shit, which I have as well. And you kind of, what a ride to take. Why would you not want to hop on that ride and just at least, experience it? It seems like that would be like the biggest trip, having a child.
Oh, for sure. I mean, the entire experience is weirdly psychedelic. The parallels are nuts, because my son also looks a lot like me. So it's kind of like watching myself experience life for the first time, which is an inception of fuckery in your consciousness as it is. And he also, part of the reason I've had a tough relationship with my dad, but we've actually found our way back to kind of coexisting and even having some sort of a hospitable relationship because of my son, because, my kid, again, he looks like my dad a little bit too. So it brought me to a place of picturing my father as an impressionable, young, brand new human that experienced his own trauma and was affected in his own way. So all of that stuff brought me to like root issues of all my issues and lineage issues. And, it makes you want to break the link a little bit and start new.
That's sick, dude. I like that because, again, perspective can be so valuable. It is amazing how much people can live and die under these false pretenses and thinking the shit that's true that's not. And it's like to be able to have some things happen in life that's why I feel like, to me, it seems so enticing in a selfish way. Like, I feel like I want to experience that, because to be able to have that perspective and everything given to me, like you said, that's got to be super trippy. Just seeing a little miniature version of yourself running around like, fuck. So the family is all on board. They love what you're doing. Everybody sees you're grinding and they're loving it. Is mom still around? What's mom think of it?
Yeah, my mom is super into it. She's an artist. She went to school for art. My father was an actor, so both of them kind of at least understand, where this came from. They also know who I am, so they know that I've had a relentless need for attention since I was a baby, so none of it is surprising to them. And also they have no input one way or another, so they have to accept it.
Copy that.
I'm gonna do it.
I would imagine that's pretty cool, because with my parents, they're very kind of old fashioned, Christian. My mother was like a Catholic, and then they converted to Jehovah's Witness. And I grew up in this just super religious household, and they could not have given me like a better childhood. I could never complain, but that was something that I just had to fight this uphill kind of battle with, which was like getting them to kind of understand what the fuck it was that I was trying to do with my life. They're like, hey man, why don't you just like be like kind of a traveling missionary sort of thing or whatever, and spreading the good news. Like that's what they were telling me to go do when I was younger. So, I hit my early 20s, obviously kind of come out of all that. Now they've come around and see and love it and everything. But at first it was like, you gotta find sheep like once and preach God's word, dude. You're fucking tripping. So the fact that you had parents that got it, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's weird, man, because I grew up in kind of a showbiz family without the success. Like my father was an actor, but he took it to commercials and a few small things like that. My mother sang, but she was an artist, but she, primarily was a homemaker. And my dad went over from bartending, acting to being a stockbroker. So just a complete shift in consciousness and like from creativity to pure finance, which is, that's a weird transition to make. Sure. But it kind of set something inside of all of us, because my older sister's in show business. She's a voice actress. My younger sister is a voice actress as well. Both of them are musicians. Both of them are actresses. Like, we all kind of are in this area, where, I don't know, my parents either did good or fucked up immensely to have 3 kids require this much attention.
You got to be having so much fun though, dude. I mean, I've seen some of the podcasts that you've been going on recently, the people that you're mixing it up with. It just seems like you're having a blast. Like you're in the good old days right now. It looks like, you know what I mean? Like you're going to be looking back if you like find this massive success, which I really believe is coming your way. It is funny that you have I think that just from an outsider's perspective, it looks like you are having a lot of fun and mixing it up out there. And why not, man? I mean, you're part of a great community with some great people, and find, the cool ones and fucking cling to them, man, and foster those relationships and shit and fucking have fun.
100%. Plus, I'm like, I don't know. I have a being that can really get in my own way and be dark and negative and all that shit, just like, any other sad performer. But I'm on this new kick, man, where I'm trying my best. I'm like determined to have a good time. I am really trying my best to enjoy every minute of this because I'm really fucking lucky. Anybody who does comedy, anybody who's involved in comedy gets to be lucky with we're joy pushers. That's pretty much it. We're selling happiness, whether it's fleeting or not, doesn't matter. That's what we're pushing, and that's kind of good shit,
Fuck yeah. Beautiful thing, man. You can be a lot of things on this planet and you can do a lot with this life. But if you're going to, try and spread some sort of positivity, dude, fuck yeah, man. Why not? Why be just a little negative cunt going around and hitting everybody with your negativity constantly? It's like, why not try and spread some joy and shit? So I know, but also you're able to have a good time in the process and feel fulfilled doing what you feel like you think is like, what you were put here to do. When some people can see that and be like, oh, fuck, man. And I know the same with me. Like, who do you think that you are? Like, people want to listen to you? Like, what the fuck? And then you have to try and kind of even get them to understand, no, it's not that. It's not that I think that I'm like worth listening to more than there's like a skill set that you're good at. And if you can use that to kind of spread some positivity in this world and shit, and you make that conscious decision. Again, I used to be like an entrepreneur. I own my own pharmaceutical supply company.
Oh, wow.
Came out of the religion in my like early mid-20s, and then I discovered fucking mushrooms, bro. And that changed my life in a really good way because it helped me figure out what I actually wanted out of life. And I think it's so easy to get caught up in shit, dude. People think, oh, I would love to do that, but I got to do this. And that turns into your whole life. And if you can, it took balls. It takes, you got to take a leap, and that's fucking scary. But like on the other side of that, dude, is so much fucking good, so much reward for oneself if you can like find it within yourself to take that leap. And maybe some people shouldn't, and the world, you know what I'm saying? But it's not for everybody. 100%. But whatever that is, whether it's fucking, putting together little buttons or whatever you're going to sell online and make a business out of it, whatever the fuck it is, try and find that shit. And I think that that's an inspiration to other people, dude, to do what they want in life, and you kind of indirectly are pushing people in that direction, whether you know it or not, which is a cool thing too, I think.
Yeah, and I hope at the very least I'm showing my son that a abnormal life is possible. Because my dad ended acting pretty abruptly, and whether or not he likes to admit it, he certainly let on that it was our fault. that the birth of his kids were like slowed him down, and like he wasn't able to do what he was going to do. And honestly, there's probably a lot to that, but my job is to show my son that your dreams don't die the moment you have kids, is to keep pushing and keep trying to create what you want to create, make your living, make your way in this world by doing something that you love to do and want to do. And hopefully that's the message. If I can do that to him and other people benefit indirectly, then great. That's great.
Fuck yeah, dude. I love it. So really quick, just before, because I want to get a couple things in, respect your time and all that good shit. For people who don't know, Huge Mistake. Tell them about your special Huge Mistake and what that's all about.
So I just put that out. It was I did an hour special earlier this year called White Privilege Homeless, and that's about living at my in-laws. And it was a very like meticulously put together, intense hour, very personal. And I worked really, really hard on it. And I loved it. I'm very, very proud of it. Huge Mistake came on the heels and as a reaction to that, because I was so disciplined with the hour, with the written material, that I wanted just to do the exact opposite of that, which is go up on stage with absolutely no plan, no written material, on edibles. So I took, for me, this is a lot for me. I know other people are different. I took 150 milligrams. That's a lot for me. And went on stage with no bits and just did a full hour of crowd work. And that to me was the most fun kind of unplanned, spontaneous, but authentic to the moment project that I could do. And also, you know, I thought I might end up with like a funny 10-minute fail video of me, you know, curled up on the stage crying in front of people that were wondering why I was having a meltdown. Or, you know, I caught a wave and the people there that were awesome, and we had a really great time, and we all just, you know, it ended up being an hour of pretty solid stuff.
It's so good, man. And I highly suggest people go and check that shit out if they haven't already. It's so good. And what a great idea, man, too. And it is inspiring to see, like, you know, I know that you're not that young. I see you got some little salt and pepper in there.
Oh, yeah. Look at that.
To see like young bucks like yourself coming up in the industry, kicking ass and backing it up with, you know, the experience, because like I said, obviously you're not that young of a young buck, but dude, you're just like, it's fresh. Your voice is fresh, and I feel like the comedy scene needs it right now. And the fact that you're going out and pumping out all this shit, I just think I love it, dude. And you know, you can see the people who are the real ones, bro. You know it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see the ones who are the real ones and the ones who are out there just fucking going through the motions, trying to trick people.
Yeah,
I feel like you're one of the real ones, man. So fucking keep that shit up, dude. I can't wait for our show, man. Again, Shamrock Comedy Clubs. It's September 27th.
Yeah,
here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. You're gonna check out fucking South Florida, dude. Get a different part of South Florida. So are you going to be able to, like, the next day? Because I think we got you your hotel. Are you going to be able to chill a little bit? You're hopping right back on the road the next day to go to, you said Orlando?
I'm going to Orlando, so it depends how long the ride is. But yeah, I'll probably hang for a little bit, then take off. But I'm not sure.
We gotta get you fucking like some Tom Jenkins, like some good barbecue when you're here. We gotta do something like that. Fucking hook it up. But
I'm with that.
And one more thing, I'll be honest, I haven't seen it yet, but I've heard nothing but good things about Timing. The movie on Amazon Prime. What was that like, working on that? And are you trying to maybe do some more acting? Do you think that was like a one-off thing because it had to do with a comedian, or where are you at with that?
I mean, I would like to do more acting. I think the process of acquiring acting work and then filming stuff is like kind of nauseating. And, you know, I'm from stand-up where it's just instant gratification, and that's kind of what I've gotten accustomed to. That said, if something came along and I loved it, I would absolutely do it and feel lucky to do it. But Timing was cool, man. It was an indie project. My buddy Alex Anderson, who directed it, came to me with the idea, wanted to kind of like, you know, almost mesh stories together from our early days since we started together. He no longer does stand up. He's a filmmaker, and it was supposed to be like a 4-day shoot, I think, maybe 5 days, and it lasted 4 years. It was like our boyhood. It was insane. I was like doing ADR up until like 3 minutes before he published it on Amazon. It was insane. But all of the dialogue is 100% improvised. All of my stand-up was mine and I did take stuff from like my first day of comedy. I found all my old notebooks, and I was doing actual bits when I first started. So that's some of the early, that real cringe, awful, raw comedy. And then, you know, as it went on in years, I started getting a little bit better in the movie, and that's when I started using a couple more current bits.
I like it, man. I like it. Well, I mean, from what I saw, like I said, I saw like it was like an extended trailer or something like that. And I was like, look at this guy acting his cock off in here. Look at him doing this thing, dude. It was pretty cool. So yeah, I think that would be cool to see you in some more acting stuff. I thought you did a good job.
Oh, I appreciate it. I think, you know, once I get firmly into dad territory, that might be where some of the parts lie for me.
Are you getting the calves yet? You got the dad calves yet?
Oh yeah, dude. My calves and my biceps are insane. This guy just bumped. He literally reversed into my car and drove off.
Are you serious? Was there just a hit and run?
He barely touched it.
He barely touched it.
Yeah, it was just a guy in a Prius, and he just backed up way too far.
Motherfucking Prius drivers. God damn it. Motherfuckers out here. All All right. Well, let's say this before we get into the last couple of little things here. I have a lot of young comedians who listen to the show, watch the show. What's some advice that you can give to the young bucks out here trying to, get themselves to the next level and do it the right way?
I feel like almost disconnected from what it is now, because you'd almost be dumb not to be doing content and writing for stuff like that alongside of your stage show. But in terms of what I set out to do and what I feel like I'm currently doing is I'm trying to be a really great stand-up, and I'm really focused on being, on writing great hours, on revealing more about myself, being as authentic as humanly possible on stage. So, it's the same advice everybody gives, where it's like, never get up on stage constantly, write constantly. A really good piece of advice that I like realized so late, and it's dumb, is like, actually listen to your own thoughts. There's so many times that I'd socialize and like tell people a story socially to buddies because I knew it was funny and they'd get a kick out of it. And I would never once consider it for stage. Like, it just never even occurred to me. And then I came to the realization that I need to start listening to myself and mining my own thoughts, and not necessarily wait until I'm actively writing to come up with comedy.
That's cool. Okay. So that actually, that makes sense. It's kind of like I remember with Bert Kreischer, like Rogan was like, you need to tell the machine story on stage. He's like, I don't even know. And it turned out to be his biggest fucking bit of his life. It changed his life. So it's like those tiny little things that you need to almost kind of tweak in your brain to unlock this whole other world of possibilities for you in your writing. That's pretty cool.
Exactly. Because when I first started, I used to think you'd have to try to be a comedian. You do and say things that a comedian would say. But you're funny. The reason you get into it is because you have an individual brand of humor that you bring to the table. So you can't try to be a comedian. You try to be yourself. And the only way to do that is to get as close as to your authentic, normal social self as possible, but on stage.
I like that. I like that a lot. And I like that you're trying to stay true to yourself, dude, and put that out there as well. That's fucking huge. Keep that shit up. I cannot wait for our audience to see you and get to see it like firsthand. I know that we already got, I think, like about a good amount of the tickets are sold already. So if people really want to get their tickets, they got to get them soon, because that bitch is going to sell out. It's going to sell out. So again, Eventbrite, I'll put the link up in the description and all that, but it's gonna be fucking fun, dude. I'm looking forward to it. A couple things before I let you go. I obviously, we like to keep the show positive and shit, keep the vibe up around here, but especially in the times we're living in, we got to find a way to get the negativity out, because it's going to come out one way or another. You don't want it to be bottled up, and next thing you know, you got some Me, Myself, and Irene shit happening, and you're just exploding on a motherfucker in like a drive-through or some shit. So I like to give my guests a healthy platform to express what's pissing them off and get it out of your system. It's kind of like an exorcism of negativity, you could say. So this is a little segment that we call Hater Hall of Fame.
I hate you, Dad. I hate you. I don't even know you. I hate you. You're tacky and I hate you.
All right, Mikey, what's pissing you off lately, dude?
I mean, mine might be a little too comedy specific, but maybe everybody is having this realization. I'm starting to have less patience for people who have forgotten how to behave like human beings. Just people socially that are out at clubs, they're hammered, they're screaming out. I had 2 people last weekend literally turn to other audience members and say it was their stated goal to get kicked out. Like, people have just forgotten how to not be complete selfish pieces of shit. And I would love it if more people took mushrooms and actually gained empathy for their fellow people.
Fantastic fucking answer, dude. I could not agree with that more. All right, we're doing one more. It's called Mental Reps Questionnaire. Everybody gives me shit about how long the intro is, but I don't give a shit. I'm keeping it the way it is.
Quiz, hotshot. Why so serious? What's in the bar?
What does Marcellus Wallace
Look. What do you mean funny? Funny how? How am I funny?
Answer the question, Claire.
Are you telling me you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
You want answers! I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Is Darth Vader my father?
For real, B? I want answers.
Without a good question, a good answer has no place to go. It's time for the Mental Reps questionnaire.
All right, dude. If you could meet anyone, current or historical, and spend the day picking their brain, who would it be?
Carlin.
What'd you say?
George Carlin, for sure.
Oh, Carlin?
I think he's
nice.
Yeah. I think he's responsible, for better or for worse, for the evolution of my brain and how I started to think outside of the paradigm that I was given. And so all of his comedy and just the ways in which he kind of dissected the world and found loopholes and problems and a lot of stuff, I owe him a lot, and would also obviously at this point love to hear what he has to say about what's currently going on.
And his disappointment and humanity, dude. How he was just, tried so hard. That documentary was so good. I forget the name of it. But he was, he was trying to put his best foot forward. He was trying to, do it the right way, but he saw all the bullshit. He saw right through it, dude. He was so, I think that's a fucking awesome answer. Awesome answer. Carlin was a shit, dude. I would love to hear what he had to say about what's going on right now.
Yeah.
What's funny is, as they pointed out on the documentary, he pretty much already said it. Like, if you go back on abortion, politics, whatever the fuck it might be, he's pretty much already talked about it, which is dope. All right.
He was a comedy oracle, man.
Great way to put it. Great way to put it. I love it. If you had a one round trip ticket in a time machine, when and where would you go? This is the inside the actor studio portion of the evening.
When and where would I go?
Yeah.
I would probably maybe the original Woodstock, maybe something like that. I would like to go before the internet, before phones, with drugs, and just fully experience human connectivity in a very interesting way. And I'm sure there are better events to go to, but that's the one that I can think of off the top of my head that sounds like it would be cool.
That leads us perfectly into my next question, which is the last one questionnaire. If you could create a Woodstock type music festival featuring 5 musical acts from any era, who would they be?
Wow. Biggie.
Nice.
I just saw Dead & Co. and John Mayer impressed me that was the first time I've seen them. I really loved it. Their musicianship, granted drugs were involved. That was really fantastic. Let me see. Maybe probably Kanye.
Okay.
If he plays early stuff.
yeah.
If he's able to be curated.
Let's move past the black skinhead.
Yeah. None of the new Jesus stuff. All the other stuff. Man. I get Green Day's like my favorite band of all time. This lineup stinks. Now that I'm listening,
dude, it's dope, bro.
The
worst. No, dude, I'm digging it. I smell what you're stepping.
Yeah. I feel like there's got to be more hip hop, but I also know there's 5 bands. You know what? I'll throw Eric Clapton in there.
Nice, dude.
I'll do that.
Nice, dude. Little cocaine, doom, 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 doom.
Yeah, exactly.
Fuck yeah.
He's got a big catalog.
No, it's true. I feel like it's funny you threw Dead & Co. and you were talking about John Mayer. I feel like, and my cousin mentioned this, I was like, good call, that he's kind of like our Eric Clapton. He's just going to keep like getting better. It's like, he's one of those dudes that some people think he's just like bubblegum pop dude, and don't realize that he went through Berkeley and made those instructors and shit look like infants. He's like, you're gonna teach me, and he's just a fucking beast. So yeah, I like that, dude. That's a solid lineup, bro.
Not to mention, not Not enough is said about the fact that he is on tour with Dead & Co. and basically donating the prime of his career to that cause. Yeah. Like it's crazy. He's touring individually and also as a part of that collective. And granted, he's making a lot of money, but that is not pop star bullshit. That's a real deal.
Good. I like it. Very true. All right, dude. How you feel? You feel like we covered it? You feel good about it? I mean, we'll have you back on in the future for sure. I enjoyed our chat, dude. But I'll
have a better connection next time. I feel good, man. I'm psyched for these shows, and I'm pumped. I've heard great things about the room, so I'm psyched for the night.
Yeah, dude, I do think that you're gonna dig it. It's a fucking really cool room, and everybody, like you said, everybody who's come and done it seems to feel the same. And we're gonna have a good time, man. And again, get your fucking tickets real soon because they are going to sell out. This guy is a draw, so you need to go get your fucking tickets now before they run out, dude. So the quote of the week, John Calipari: "You got to learn to love the grind because life is a grind." I think that there's deep levels to that shit, but you could look at it just for what it is. What do you think about that? You agree with that shit?
I like it, and I gain most of my motivation from either coaches or sports or athletes in general. I like that stuff, and it's true. The good, the bad, all of it. It's a grind.
We're gonna get up and we're gonna go. We're gonna go. Yeah, dude. All the fucking coach shit. That's you need a little motivation. Just go fucking NFL films it up on YouTube or whatever the fuck you gotta do. All right, dude. Mike Cannon comedy. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I watch Nick Nolte's speech from Blue Chips all the time.
Good call. Damn, dude. Good call. I need to watch that. It's been way too long since I've seen that shit.
Oh yeah.
All right, dude. MikeCannonComedy.com. I am Mike Cannon on all the social media platforms and all that shit. All right, dude. You're in the Mental Reps family now. Come back anytime. Looking forward to our show, dude.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it too, man. Thanks for having me. Hey, I'm comedian Mike Cannon. You're listening to Mental Reps Podcast with Brian Wright. Keep your head on a swivel, bitches.